Hi, I'm Beth Carpenter, and I'm a traditional naturopath and medical intuitive in Austin, Texas. And this particular short demonstration is really to help people to understand how much stress, anxiety, and certain negative thoughts actually hugely influence us. I was thinking about how to express this when I had a new client come in, and his background was actually military, and oftentimes certain people, they need to see things that are real, like the chair or the table or the door or the window, and even though they may go, yes, stress does affect me, they really don't understand how their thoughts, they carry around like this big, like almost like a cape of glop. If you remember the old cartoons where somebody starts falling down a hill, like when it's snowing outside, and they start collecting everything, and by the time they get to the bottom of the hill, there's this big glop of stuff sticking out from the snow, and somewhere in there's that person. Well, that's what happens energetically as well. And so I remembered years ago, I was teaching some informal classes through UT. I was actually so surprised they let me teach this class, but it was actually using divining rods to show people how angels and their spirit guides are real. But today I'm actually going to use it to demonstrate how our thoughts and the contamination of our thoughts, how much they weight us down and affect us. Because anytime we have any sort of disease, it began with a thought form. A thought form at a certain point then begins to form physical matter that the disease is formed, known as like a recalcitrant or a concretizing of whatever it is, whether it's a heart condition or a cancer or whatever. And fortunately today they do talk about anxiety and stress a lot, but I want people to have a visual. And so that's where I'm going to use actually the divining rods here. And I have asked for a volunteer. So Bart, thank you so much for being a volunteer here. He doesn't know exactly what he's getting into. But these are divining rods that I actually made when I was teaching this class at UT, and it's just out of coat hangers because I really want people to know. In using these, you'll see me while using these, I'll hold them, and there's absolutely zero way to manipulate these rods whatsoever. And so I'm actually going to switch directions because I want to speak to Bart a minute, and I want him to speak about his anxiety, but only after I first show how we're going to use this corner as a demonstration. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you're actually, can you scoot over just a little bit more, just get up from the chair for a moment? Thank you, Bart. All right, good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just raise these dividing rods up, and I'm hoping, Shannon, you're not going to be in the way there either. But as I walk towards this corner, the divining rods, they're not opening up. They're just simply staying the way they are and closed. And that's because before I started this, I wanted to make sure energetically this area was clean so I can show when we put in contamination. Go ahead and have a seat, Bart. And that way you can see how it really grossly affects your environment. And so when you go home and you've got worry, you dump it in your house, or you dump it on your spouse, or you dump it in your car, or you dump it at work. And what happens is then when you go back to that place, you immediately feel accosted by that energy once again, and that's how the anxiety levels continue to increase all around us. And that's why the pharmaceutical companies make so much money too. They're selling a lot of anxiety meds. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to come this way. And so Bart, I asked you specifically if you would come, and you were starting to share ahead of time about some stress you had about job, wanting to make more money. You've been working on a job. So as you talk about it, I want you to direct all that anxiety, what you were beginning to share with me, to that corner.
I was sharing with you that for the last several years, I've been focusing my attention, all my education, my growth, everything I was learning towards obtaining this position, which I thought was my ideal position with a particular company that I've known forever. And I had applied with them. I was just waiting for background check. I thought it was all a done deal. And I just got an email yesterday that said, "Thank you for applying, but we cannot offer you this position at this moment." And I have to tell you, it hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, it's like it was almost too good to be true, but I thought I was actually going to pull it off, but it didn't happen. And it would have been a life-changing career move.
Okay. So Bart, even though I've been having you talk to that direction, I'm going to ask you to tell yourself, and you can say it verbally out loud, all of my stress, anxiety, worries, frustration about this job, go to that corner now.
I would love for all of my anxiety, worry, and stress to go to that corner now.
Okay. All right. So based on that, and right now the camera's just picking up my voice, is I'm going to walk in that direction. Now with divining rods, most people are familiar as far as divining for water to put in a well on property. But you can divine with stuff like this so that you see the weight and the size of the anxiety, all right? And so based on how much you put over there, and I can tell it's pretty dense, it's pretty nasty, so these divining rods should open up, correct?
I would think so.
Okay. And from looking at this, I mean, is it pretty obvious there's no way to manipulate these coat hangers? All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I can see those are non-manipulative coat hangers.
Yeah, there definitely are. Coat hangers do whatever they want to do. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to raise these up, and I'm going to start walking in that direction. How many steps did I take?
You only took 2, and I filled up the whole corner.
Okay.
And that's about right.
Okay, that's about right. Okay, so let me just lower that. So let me show you. Okay, you got 2. I know you're still just getting my voice, and that's okay. See if these will just stay here for a moment. As you can tell, I have no control with the coat hangers over there either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple cleaning swipes and spray my protection line in this corner, right?
Okay.
And it's pretty nasty. I can feel it. It's pretty nasty glop. Okay, you have a lot of anxiety and stress about it. So we're going to just clear this. And I'm hoping that this little video will help different people who do energy work, like pranic healers and Reiki, to be able to explain to their clients on how they can help clear this anxiety as well. And I'm going to just also use the protection line. I sprayed it also on the hand that was doing the cleaning energetically. I'm going to go ahead and spray myself, and I'm going to go ahead and spray you too. Just for grins and giggles, okay?
I feel protected. I like the smell.
Isn't it awesome?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to raise these divining rods again, and let's see what happens, okay? All right. What happened?
Where did it go?
Oops.
Uh-oh.
So Bart, now that we've cleaned up our little oops spill over here, you saw the difference with the divining rods being closed when there was nothing there, how they expanded with your anxiety, stress, and how they closed again, how after I did some pranic swipes and clears and spraying, that it cleared up. What were your thoughts when you saw that?
Ultimately shocked. I don't quite fully comprehend it.
Here I've shown you something on basically an invisible world and made it visible And I often find people get tongue-tied and they don't know what words to use.
Well, and that's true. I don't know quite how to describe it. I mean, it sounded, I definitely have a lot of anxiety, and the thought of being able to get rid of it is very exciting to me. And the fact that you can illustrate it, that it wasn't there before and we pushed it over there and now it's there, is very exciting to me and pretty shocking.
Okay.
Should I now feel lifted?
So what we're gonna do, because this was just like a mini demonstration, like when I'm doing a pranic healing with somebody or working with a client on whatever issues, I always do energy healings too, which is the pranic healing, is there's always more. So we just took like one little tiny layer, like the skin of the onion, just a little bit. So I want to show you how there's a lot more, all right? So what I'm going to ask you to do is that direction again. Okay, all my stress and anxiety about money, work, go there now.
All my stress about anxiety, money, work, go there now.
And just let it keep going there.
Keep going. Get out of me. Go over there. Please. You exhaust me. Okay, I did it.
Okay.
It's over there.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see how much. And this will let you see also that there's more. Okay. So once again, let me unhook them. They've gotten themselves twisted down there. Alright, so I'm going to just raise these up again, and I'm going to walk forward. Well, I didn't even quite take a full step, and I'm now going into my second step.
Wow.
Did you just
my
put
gosh.
more there?
Yeah, I must have. It's still going. I'm still emptying, evidently.
If these rods could go all the way, oh my God, I
going-
think they're going to try to touch behind me.
They're
This
going
is
to
insane.
bend.
Okay. All right. So, once again, I'm going to have you hold these for a moment. Just and we're going to go ahead and clear this too. Okay. Because I don't want it in my house either.
I don't blame you. I don't want it anywhere.
Let's go ahead and give you another squirt.
Please.
Okay. All right, let's see if we got that little corner cleaned up again. Okay. What's happening?
Where did my stress go? And I realize there's got to be a process. Again, you can't just get rid of it and it's gone. There's
Right,
a process
exactly.
to first understanding and being able to visualize it. And now I'm sure there's more to say. How do you control your stress? And how do you manage your stress and all that?
Well,
right?
that could
That's
go into a whole nother
I know.
video, right?
That's not a one-time
But it's to let
shot.
you know how much we're influenced by things that even though we go, oh, okay, I'm doing fine, yeah, I've got some stress, but I'm doing okay, how it actually, think about when you go home, how much of that glop do you think you have in your house?
Oh my gosh. The whole living room with the cathedral ceiling is probably
Okay.
full.
Do you think it's glopped all over your wife and your kids and your dogs?
Absolutely.
And-
Not my
Okay.
dogs,
Not
but
your
everything
dogs.
else.
Okay. So let me ask you, how much better would you feel if you could walk in your house and none of that would be there?
I don't know. I can't even imagine that feeling. So it's hard to describe, but it would be a wonderful feeling because
Okay.
we all live with stress. It's an incredibly stressful time we all live in. We all handle it a different way. And I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and it's very difficult to stay feeling like you're on some kind of level ground.
Yeah, it is. And I I actually feel like it's always important for us to understand energy and how it influences our life, whether positively or negatively. Stress energy, obviously negatively, it weighs us down. So as more and more gets lifted off of you, you can actually initially even feel sleepy because of how much effort it takes to carry that.
It's funny you mention that because I've been yawning constantly.
I know, that's why
It's really funny you mention that. Like, I can't get any energy. I just feel exhausted.
That's because you've been carrying.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it gets lifted, you go, oh, okay, oh, now I really can go to like sleep.
Because I'm certainly not sleeping well.
Right.
You know.
And you can't sleep well when you've got that around you, because you're going to bed and it's not just Bart in your birthday suit. It's Bart, the snowball effect, that has glop out to here in every direction. That's going, Bart, hey, worry about this.
Yeah, and you mentioned medication earlier. You know, I have to take a little once in a while just to try to relax and sleep. And I don't want to.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They do exactly that.
It just masks everything.
It does. Yeah. It does. I want to thank you in helping me give this little demonstration.
That was very interesting.
Good. I'm glad. And so we'll work and help you with some of that stress relief. So
thank you.
I just really wanted to get that on video. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.